What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Cole Mize with ColeMizeStudios.com, and today I want to attempt to try to answer a question the best I can that I've gotten a lot over the years, which is, Cole, what do you feel like makes a rap song dope or not? What makes it good or bad? And I have a lot to say on this, actually. Let me just first start off by saying this. What's good or bad, or what you consider to be dope or not, is totally subjective. Meaning, what I may like may not be what you like. And that's totally okay. Just because I like something doesn't actually make it good or bad. You see what I'm saying? You may love Chinese food, I may love Mexican food. You may love hip hop music, someone else may love country music. You know, like, we all like different things. And I just want to clarify that first, because sometimes us as rappers, as creative people, we can get caught up in this trap of looking at what's popular. Let's say what's popular on the radio, or nowadays what's popular on the internet, on YouTube, what's trending on Spotify or iTunes, and we'll see whatever is like the next current hit or whatever, and then we'll think that we have to do that same thing in order to make good music that people will love and enjoy. And that's just not true. To me, that's a trap that a lot of creative people fall into due to their own insecurities, because they're afraid that what they have to express or the songs they're trying to write may not be good enough for other people to like. So they're just trying to mirror what they perceive as being success or what is being dope rap songs, and then in hopes if they can replicate that other people will like it. And I just want to say, I feel like it's best not to do that, because I feel like there needs to be a certain level of authenticity when it comes to being an artist, being a creative. And I've always encouraged my students to strive to make the music that they want to hear. Tap into what you like. Instead of wondering what everyone else likes, ask yourself, what do you like? And if you can figure out not only that, why you like it, then you can actually use the things that you like about all the different types of music and genres and stuff, and you can start implementing some of those techniques and some of those flavors, if you will, into your own music. So anyways, I just want to say that taste is subjective. What I like may not be what you like, and that's totally cool. Never in the history of time has the world just universally agreed upon that one artist was just amazing and dope. Now, don't get me wrong. You've had your Michael Jacksons, for an example, which huge fan bases. You've had your Eminems, huge fan bases. Jay-Z's, huge fan bases. But they all have their fair share of haters, which means there's a lot of people out there, as great as these artists are, there's a lot of people out there who still don't care for those artists, right? Now, does that mean that those artists aren't good because there's some people out there that don't like them? No. Anyways, I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but before I even try to attempt to convey what I believe makes a rap song dope or not, keep that in mind, that taste is subjective, okay? So I feel like a good rap song needs to have a good hook, okay? I always say that if you don't have a good hook, you don't have a good song, which is why I typically like to start a song by focusing on the hook first. Because I know if I knock that hook out and I can come up with something that sounds dope, then it gives me a really good sense of momentum. And because that hook is going to be repeated 2 to 3 times, sometimes even more throughout the song. So if you knock out a hook, then you already got a big portion of the song knocked out. It gives you a sense of momentum. And then from there, you're just kind of filling in the gaps with the verses. But anyways, a hook needs to be catchy. And what makes a hook sound catchy is something that you can easily learn. It's not super complex most of the time. It's something that, for whatever reason, gets stuck in your head. After you get done listening to the song, you can still hear that hook playing in your head. If you can come up with a catchy hook, you're already halfway there when it comes to having a good song, in my opinion. Apart from having a catchy hook, gotta have some good music, man. A good instrumental. There's been times in my past where, in my earlier days, when I would be trying to write a rap song over a beat that I made, and the beat was just garbage, just to be honest. It was just hot trash. And I struggled to write a good song because of that. But I noticed if I picked up like another instrumental, let's say an instrumental that's already been produced by, a mainstream producer or whatever, and I use that beat that's already well done, then I instantly realized that, man, it helped me write a better song. So that's another thing. The music has to be on point. If the the music is not great, it's taking away from the overall experience that the listener is having when they listen to that music. So gotta have a good instrumental. I would also say the message is important to what I think of as a good rap song. It needs to have a clear message. I don't necessarily mean it has to be conscious. Like, it doesn't have to be a deep song, which I love deep songs, but I just mean it needs to be intentional what the song is about. It needs to have some type of direction, some type of clear direction that person is trying to go. Who wants to listen to a song that's totally random and just all over the place, and you leave that not even knowing what you listen to? Unless that's the theme of that song is about being like scattered brained, and that's the concept. That could be cool if that's intentional, but I like to have some type of direction that the song is going on, some type of uniformity in what's being said, and that way the song is structured around that, like a stream of consciousness, if you will. Again, it doesn't have to be conscious, but I'm just saying, like, if it's a song about partying or going to the club, then that's what the song, it shouldn't be like verse 1's about going to the club and the second song's about some really deep political issues or something. Like, whoa, you messing my vibe up. I thought we was going to the club. Now we getting all deep. You messing the vibe up. So a consistent message, clarity, yeah. Another thing is, when it comes to rap songs, we love a good rhyme scheme, man. Rhyme schemes just gotta be on point. Like, for an example, if the rapper is not keeping track of their rhyme schemes and they're rhyming for, let's say, like 3 bars, and they change the rhyme scheme up, that's gonna throw me off. That's gonna bother me, because typically in music we do things in even numbers, and a lot of times we do them in 4s, which I talk about this in my video, the 4-bar theory. So typically I like to keep rhyme schemes going for at least 4 bars. If I want it shorter than that, I'll just go for 2 bars, but I tend, the default, I tend to go 4 bars, if not longer, 8 bars for a rhyme scheme. That's no rule, it's no rule, but just at the basics when it comes to rhyme schemes is just to have solid rhyme schemes, like to where, you stay on top of that. You don't fall off of that, because rhyme schemes is technically, it's a literary device. So technically a rhyme is when you make the same sound, even though you're using different words, it's the same sound in those words. It gives it a pattern of sound, which makes it more catchy to the listener. So as rappers, we've been conditioned to want them rhyme schemes, and not just like end rhymes landing on the 4th beat, but I like internal rhymes, man. I like multi-syllable rhyme schemes. Like, you don't have to have that to have a good rap song. It depends on the type of song it is, but I'm a sucker for some good rhymes, man. I love to hear some lyricism and some good rhyme schemes. So to me, that's something that if that's lacking, like if the rhyme schemes are inconsistent and like they're just odd numbers and they're just all over the place, that's really gonna be off-putting to me as a listener, and I'm probably not really gonna like that song. In line with that, it's not just about rhyming, it's about what you're saying. So I think wordplay is important too when it comes to a good rap song, a dope rap song. It's not just what you're saying, it's how you're saying it. Saying things that's interesting or unique, or thinking about how to convey something from a different perspective, or saying it just in a way that's not normally how you would say it. Those things can make a song a lot more entertaining. And I feel like wordplay is one of those things to where you can certainly overdo it. Like if you're just really heavy focused on punchlines, but your punchlines are kind of weak, then you may have been better off not even using those punchlines to begin with, because it can come off kind of sounding corny, So I like a good punchline if it's fitting for the song. Punchlines don't have to just be funny. It can be something like really serious. Like it could be, if you're writing a conscious song and you have something really deep you want to say, you may write your song in such a way to where it leads up to that really heavy thing you said, and you've already done all this other stuff to support that thing that's going to tie into that thing you're going to say. And by the time you say it, it hits and has so much more impact. And so, wordplay, punchlines, just being creative with how you say things, saying things in interesting ways, and can really add a lot more entertainment value to a song. And if you've been following my channel for any short period of time, then you already know that I'm really big on flow, man. A rap song has to have a good flow, man. Like the cadences need to be on point. They it's not just how you're rapping on like one bar, for example. To me, rap flow, the way I think about rap flow and cadences, I think of them as two different things, but they connect together. So I think about cadence as like, you know, your dance move, if you will, with your mouth that you're using for like one bar, okay? And then you can create a pattern out of that, you know, for multiple bars, again, for like 4 bars or 8 bars or whatever, 2 bars, whatever. Okay, so that's your cadence pattern. Flow, the way I think about rap flow is how do you change out of these different patterns you've created and transition into different patterns. To me, that's flow. Like you may start a rap verse off really like chill, and then it builds up throughout those 16 bars to where you've gotten a lot more aggressive, and then you end the verse like all the way up here at the top of the mountain, if you will, going into the hook. Or you could do that, you can start all the way up at the top of the mountain at the beginning of the verse and work yourself back down, or you could begin the rap verse down, build yourself up high in the middle, and then come back down the other half of the verse, going back into the hook. But anyways, rap flow is important. And so it needs to feel good. Like it needs to have some type of movement to it. If you rap the same exact way for the entire song, then I'm likely going to get bored because it just becomes too predictable. The same thing with good instrumentals, right? If an instrumental just has the same loop that loops over and over and over again for every like 4 bars or even every bar or whatever it is, there's only so much replay value that can have because it just becomes way too predictable, way too fast. So the same thing is true, I believe, when it comes to your rap flow, is it needs to have some nice dynamics. It needs to go someplace, you know, and to me, that contributes to a rap song being good or not. I would also say delivery is very important, because if everything else I said is like in place, but your delivery is not there, it's lacking, then you're still missing the mark, because it's not just about all the fun and cool little tools and techniques we use as rappers. It's not just about that. It's about how it's being delivered, how you're saying it. Okay, saying what you're saying with some type of conviction or emotion or energy, like making people feel what it is that you're saying, not just thinking what you're saying sounds good. That's one aspect of it. That's what I've been talking about primarily up to this point. But the other point is not just what you're saying sounding good, but making people feel what you're saying. That's another layer. That's another layer of drawing people in. It's one thing to think something sounds good. It's another thing to feel what someone's saying. And if I could take everything I've said so far and just kind of zoom out a little bit, in my opinion, what makes a good rap song is this. Forget everything I just said for a moment. Forget it all. What makes a good rap song is it keeps me interested, like from beginning to end. By the time that song is done playing, I want to hear it again. That's what a good rap song is to me. So in summary, if I were to define what makes a dope rap song, it would be this. Simply this. It has to make you feel something. Now, the way that you achieve that is a lot of techniques and how you can do that. Okay? But I talked about a lot of different aspects like wordplay and rhyme schemes and literary devices and the instrumental and all that type of stuff is all great. These are all techniques. These are all skill sets that we develop as rappers, but none of those makes a rap song good or not. Those are tools to help you achieve that level of having a good rap song, but being technical doesn't make something good or bad. You can overdo anything. You could rhyme so much to the point where you don't even make sense. Yes, you're rhyming your butt off, but you make 0 sense. So you've lost the message, right? Your flow could be spectacular. Man, look at the way he's just flowing on top of the beat. But what are you saying? What are you saying? Is that there? Because you can lose what you're saying because you chase the rap flow too much. Yeah, you sound good, but what you're saying is not resonating with me. I'm not getting anything out of it. And so what makes a good rap song isn't like just being technical. Like that's not a qualifier to a great rap song. You can have a really technical, rap song with all these crazy rhyme schemes and rap flow and stuff like that. But if it doesn't move the listener emotionally, you miss the mark. And so I was thinking, when I get asked this question, I literally have to reflect on myself, like, well, what are some of my favorite rap songs? And I'll just give you one off the top of my head. DMX, Slippin'. DMX is not known for being the most like lyrical, the most like crazy wordplay and just crazy flow. Even though he has songs, if you dig into his catalog, he has songs where he's rapping fast and he's rhyming like crazy. DMX can do all that. But what makes that particular song hit me every time is how vulnerable DMX is on that song. If you ever listen to DMX Slippin', man, I don't know about you, I can't speak for you, but when I listen to that song, it takes me somewhere every single time. You can hear him almost crying on that track. He's completely vulnerable. It's so real. That's why I love DMX. He's so real and he's so raw. You know, you may not like every song or everything he has to say, but that dude is real. Another song, one of my favorite rap songs of all time, Tupac, Dear Mama. Man, I love that song. That's my ringtone for my mom. If my mom calls my phone, that's what's gonna play. That song just takes me to a place every time I hear it. Still to this day, no matter how old that song is, because of the soul that's in that song, the heart that's in that song, it's not a fad. It's not some type of trend type of song that he made. That song is timeless. To me, good songs are timeless. You can have catchy hits and they ride a wave or whatever, but to me, I don't know. To me, a dope rap song is something that takes you to a place when you listen to it every single time, without fail. And it does not have to be technical. It can be. It can be. But I think if I were to simplify what I believe makes a good rap song, a dope rap song, is it has to move you emotionally in some type of way. That's the best that I can do to explain what I feel like makes a good rap song a good rap song. So with that being said, when you write your music, when you write your songs, ask yourself a question. Do you feel what you're doing? Do you feel it? Do you feel your music that you're making? Do you feel the songs that you're writing? Because if you don't, why should anyone else? So that's what I'm gonna leave you with. Again, this is ColeMize on ColeMizeStudios.com. And remember, when it comes to this whole rapping thing, there's no rules, there's only techniques. If you're new to my channel, I would love to hook you up with a free gift, my ebook that I wrote called The #1 Fundamental to Rapping, where it takes you through how rapping works in a really simplified manner. You can read it all like within a few hours, and it may change your perspective on how you view this whole rapping thing. So if you're new to my channel, don't miss out on that. Make sure you get yourself a copy. You can click the I up here, or it'll be in the top of the video description down below. Again, thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see y'all again soon. Peace. Hey man, you see that subscribe button right there? Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. Oh, and don't forget the bell icon. Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. Hey, I know you see that like button, right? Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. And look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, today I'm gonna kill it.